Hey guys, it's Kels back at it again with another Friday Night Live. I promised you guys that each and every Friday night I will go live to show my face. So here I go. On to week 27 consistent. We are a little bit late tonight, but late is not better late than never. So we're here and we're going to make it do what it do, as I always say. Um, it's gonna be real casual tonight. You can see I'm in my little casual house casual dress type thing because it's summer. It's summer, and for the summer, I'm just into being real casual, being real kickback, real laid back, and just not doing too much. You know what I mean? You guys know I do these lives so we can reconnect with the collective, decompress from all the code switching that we have to do at these people's jobs every day, and just generally talk, see what's happening for the week, and just, reconnect. And so I see a couple of y'all in here already. Do me a favor and smash, smash, smash that like button. You know the deal. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Let me know where you're watching from and what you are sipping on. So you guys know I always have my little squad mug, that I'm sipping on tonight. It's just a little H2O for the doll, throat chakra, ever lubricated. So yeah, I'm just keeping it cool and relaxed for the summer. And for me, just drinking too much and everything that everybody would always be wanting to go out and pop bottle and do all of this for the summer, to me is just like too hot for all of that. So for the most part, it's just water for me. So yeah, we're gonna cheers to staying hydrated, staying fresh, staying feeling cool, calm, and collected from now throughout the rest of the summer. All right, cheers. Clink, 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 clink. Yes. So, first things first, let me make sure y'all can see me and hear me. If you are watching live, thank you so much for being here. And if you're part of the replay gang, it's all love. Drop this emoji in the chat and leave your comments, and I'll count you as a part of the replay gang, because you guys know replay gang is strong around here. You know what I mean? And so I appreciate y'all being here. Okay, so I do see that we are on and it's looking good and it's sounding like y'all can hear me. So that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Okay, so we're gonna hop right into it. To be honest with y'all, let me tell you the honest truth. I don't even know what today's topic is going to be about, but we're gonna find out really, really quickly because I'm gonna hop on over to Instagram and find out what y'all voted for as our top topic tonight. And then I'm gonna hop over into the community tab here on YouTube and find out what y'all voted for there. And then we're gonna go off the dome with it. It's gonna be a real off the dome because I don't even have no notes, nothing like that. But we pick the topics. I'll let you know how the topics came about this week. And then we'll just talk about, we'll talk about it. And then hopefully we'll get a little back and forth in the comments, questions, learning from the collective wisdom of the IT'S KELLS community. And then we'll go from there. So if you're wondering how you get to vote on these topics, each Friday Eve, which is Thursday, I drop topics, usually 4, and then you guys vote from Thursday up until Friday, up until we go live. And then I talk pretty much from the dome about the topics that you guys selected, right? And so the topic drop is always Thursday, Friday Eve. It's always on my stories on Instagram. And I'm IT'S KELLS on Instagram with 3 S's at the end. And then it is also always in the community tab here on YouTube. And so you get to vote. And so what I do is I'll pick the top topic from those 2 platforms. If they are different, I will be the tiebreaker and I will pick the one that I feel most like talking about. And I kind of almost feel like that's what's going to happen tonight. So let me have a quick look. I'll let you guys know. How the topics even came up, and then we'll get into it. In the meanwhile, let me know what you got, how your week has been, how you're feeling. Today is July 1st. It's the first of the month. We are officially into the 7th month of 2022. We more than halfway through the year. The markets haven't rebounded. In fact, they've been worse. So I don't, but we are alive. We're kicking. Skin is glowing for some of us. juiciness is for some of us. So we're just gonna have to look at the optimism and look at the and just be happy that we have life. You know what I mean? Because things can always be worse as well as they can always be better. So first of the month, rent's due, mortgage due, all of that. So you know what I mean. Hopefully y'all are set and straight with all of that. And usually for my community, money is not an issue. In my private life, I like to tell people that money is in love with me. Money comes to me easily. Money comes to me effortlessly. Money run like a river over here. Money run like Usain Bolt over here. So I'm giving some of that energy to you as well. First of the month, money is stacked. Ain't no problems with it, regardless of what the markets are saying or anything like that. So I'm wishing that for you as well, because I know that's the reality for me. All right. So let's look at what the topic options were and what you guys voted for. Yeah. All right. So, okay. Hold on. Let me see. So I dropped the topic options right at 7, or right a little bit before 7 p.m. Last night, because I felt like the week before that, I dropped it too late. Like I was super busy last week, Thursday, and I ended up dropping the topics like at like 11 p.m. And I was like, that's not enough time for the collective to really vote and let me chime in and let me know what they wanted to talk about. So this week I decided to drop it like really early so you guys can get the full 24 hours to vote. Okay. And so, oh Lord, it's already a tie on Instagram. Okay. So let me do the topic rundown. Okay. So how self-doubt, the first one is how self-doubt is a poverty mindset. Okay. So you guys, I like to let you guys know that sometimes these topics have something to do with something in my life, something that's come up, something that I'm journaling about, something that I'm pondering on, something that keeps coming up in conversation, something like that. Right. And so one of the topics that came up was self-doubt, doubting that, doubting yourself, not trusting yourself, doubting that you understood the assignment, doubting that you are capable, doubting that you are worthy. Just this idea of doubt being a problem in a lot of people's lives, including my own. Knowing what you know, but still doubting it because nobody else is validating it for you, that kind of conversation. And so that came up. And as I was pondering about doubt and self doubt, it dawned on me that it was a poverty mindset. And so I have some background story on that and that. And so that's why I said, let me put that and see what the collective is feeling like. So y'all voted for that at 38% on Instagram. Okay. And that's tied for number one with another one. We'll get into it. Right. So the second option that I dropped this week for our conversation was why money doesn't flow when you have no use. So the space that I have to write these is kind of small. So I wanted to say use for it, but it just came out like when you have no use, like you're useless. And that's not really what I was saying there, but maybe I said what I said. Maybe it's I said what I said. So the topic was why money doesn't flow when you have no use. Y'all voted for that at 8% on Instagram. Okay. So the third option was when your desires don't match your expectations. What happens when your desires, what you want, don't match your expectations, uh, what you expect to come in for you? That came in at 38% as well on Instagram. So tied for number one. And then the fourth, desires matching expectations. That came up in how did that come up? That came up, I think, either in my journaling. Also, I watched this spiritual girl. It's not a girl, grown woman. She's actually in Jamaica right now, visiting. She's based in Toronto, and her name is Queen Cup. And Queen Cup said something about 2 weeks ago that she was having some issues, and she had gone to her mother, and her mother dropped this gem, because gems are heavy around here, so I had to share it with the collective. Her mother had dropped the gem that, the issue that you're experiencing is that your desires are not matching up with your expectations. And so I started thinking about that for myself, So I said, all right, let me drop that to the collective and see if that's resonating with anybody this week, right? And so that came in at 38% tied for number one over on Instagram. So we'll see if we'll get into that more tonight. Okay. And then the fourth option that we dropped this week was how to be unbothered, young, and free. Let me tell you about how everything happening politically, everything happening in the news, everything happening with wars, everything happening with women and their autonomy over their body, everything happening with men and masculinity and their true needed role in society, everything happening with the gas prices, everything happening with people and the big resignation, everything happening with the summer heat wave. Look, it's a lot going on. And sometimes we need a little bit of a reminder of how to stay young, free, and unbothered. You know what I mean? Because we only live this life one time, and you're only young as you feel, you're only as young as you embody. And so sometimes we feel like we need a little bit of a reminder of how to make that true, how to embody that youthfulness, that happiness, that freedom, regardless of what's going on in the out in the external world. And so I dropped that as an option if y'all wanted to get into it this week. You guys said you wanted to talk about that at 15% on Instagram. So it actually came in at number 2 or 3 because the number one spot was tied. Our number one spot is tied for how self-doubt is a poverty mindset and when your desires don't match your expectations, right? And so that is what is our number ones double tied on Instagram. Yeah. Franklin in the building. Franklin Slaughter is saying, hey, yes, please talk about the expectations of women and men in healthy relationships. You know, Franklin, thank you for being here first and foremost, boo. I appreciate you. Here's the deal. I had put that as an option a couple weeks ago because you guys know I always do topic drops, and I had put that as an option. It's probably more than a few weeks ago. Probably was like a month and a half ago, and I don't think people voted for it, and I'm not sure why. So maybe I'll bring that up again pretty soon and see if y'all vote about it. And sometimes if I really feel like if something happens like in society or some current events happen and I feel like, oh, that's the issue, let me talk about it. Sometimes I'll just drop a video where I just talk about that generally. But thank you for that suggestion, and I'll try to put that in the running for next week, Franklin. Okay, so that's what the rundown on Instagram, that's what it looked like on Instagram. And then let me hop on over to YouTube and see what you guys were voting for, what is hitting on over on YouTube. So again, that's over on the community tab. Let me hop on over. Let's take a sip. Clink, 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 clink. Cheers. Happy summer. Happy July 1st, people. Okay. So, okay. So, same 4 options over on the community tab on YouTube for you guys to vote for. And the first one was how self-doubt is a poverty mindset. That came in at 29% over on YouTube. And then why money is slow when you have no use for it. That came in at 0% over on YouTube community tab. All right. So what happens when your desires don't match your expectations? 29% tied again over on YouTube. And then how to be unbothered, young, and free, 43% over on YouTube. So that was the number one. So y'all are split. So YouTube, the number one was how to be unbothered, young, and free. And then on Instagram, it's tied for number one at how self-doubt is a poverty mindset and when your desires don't match your expectations. Let me see this. And that's tied. Both of those are tied over on YouTube as well. So it's not even a clear. I don't know if I want to do the how to be unbothered, young and free. But I think what happens when your desires don't match your expectations? What do I feel like talking about tonight? That's the real question. What do I feel like talking about? Um, Let me think. Mm, 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 mm. I'm feeling chill tonight. Let's talk a little bit about both. How about that? Let's talk a little bit about both. And let's start with how self-doubt is a poverty mindset. Okay. Um so a little bit of the story. I'll start there, and it's kind of a little bit of a story, uh kind of a personal story with me. Um One of my biggest goals in life, let me take a sip. Let me take a sip. So poverty mindset. Let me start by explaining what a poverty mindset is. A poverty mindset is a poverty mindset is a belief. When you say mindset, you're talking about a belief, what you believe in. What you believe in your conscious mind, which usually you can state outright, like I believe in this, I believe in that, I believe in this. And there's also subconscious beliefs that you cannot state outright because you're not fully aware of them, but they govern your behaviors. Okay, they govern your behaviors. So these conscious beliefs, they're easy to state because you kind of picked and choose them. You're like, oh, do I believe in abortion? Do I believe in the right to vote? Do I believe in equality? Like these things are very intellectual and they're very in your face, and so you can state if you believe or not. Subconscious beliefs are: do I feel deserving of money? Do I feel deserving of love? Is abundance a birthright for me? Do I know how to be happy and be fit and be smart and be in a loving relationship? Do I have the capacity to hold all of those good things in my life? Is life supposed to be hard? Is my life supposed to be hard? Is my life supposed to be easy? Those are beliefs, examples of beliefs that are subconscious, and those are usually programmed into you based on the family and the environment that you were born into. So some of these things you didn't decide, you just been living in those constructs your whole life, that they're absorbed into your subconscious, that you don't even know that you're running, that those are your beliefs. You don't know that those are your beliefs until you run up into them in your real life and you notice that you're having a roadblock to try to accomplish something or try to get something or try to change the way your life is, and you're unable to do it. When you get to a situation in your life that you're like, damn, why can't I, like, I think I've grown to the point now, or I've matured to the point now where I want to go over there, or I want to do that, or I want to find love, or I want to make more money, or I want to have a better body, or I want to be happy. I want to be in love with life. I want to love myself. I want to have a nice family. When you get to those big things in life, and some of them come easy to you, so you have a belief, a subconscious belief that agrees with that, or you get to something in your life and you can't get it, that means you have a subconscious belief that is hindering or blocking you from that thing. You may not even be aware of it. Remember that the human mind is like a computer. It's programmed for certain things, and certain things are programmed into you from when you're an infant to a baby, from 0 to 5 years, from 0 to 10 years. You don't even remember what's programmed into you. You may remember certain traumatic experiences or certain experiences that were amazing to you, but a lot of the experiences that you have from 0 to 7, 0 to 10 years of age, you don't even remember. And that is when the majority of your programming is encoded into your brain and your subconscious. Remember, babies are born, you can have a black baby that was adopted at one day to a Japanese family and grown up in a Japanese society, and you couldn't tell that baby it wasn't Japanese. So it's not the exterior, It's the interior programming and environment and thought patterns and behaviors and culture that is absorbed by this baby, right? And so the same thing for us. There's certain things about our mindset, our belief systems that are absorbed from when you're a kid that you don't have any governance over. It's primarily like your parents or whoever raised you or the environment that you were raised in that encodes these things into you. So that is what mindset and beliefs, that's how mindsets and beliefs align and unconscious, oh, I'm having my tongue heavy and I'm drinking water and my tongue is heavy. What's going on? I gotta use my voice. All right, we're gonna use our voice tonight. Okay, let me take a sip. So that's the difference between unconscious and excuse me, conscious and subconscious belief systems and mindsets, right? And so when I'm talking about poverty mindset, we're talking about a deep-rooted belief or mindset that abundance is not your birthright and that abundance is not available to everyone, and that wealth and health and everything that it makes life juicy and buzz, give life a buzz, them buzzy things, all of those things. A poverty mindset gives you this understanding that it's not available to everybody. So, some of us culturally grow up believing that we have to work 10 times harder than everybody else, that certain things are not available to us, that certain things, our parents didn't have, so we can't have, our parents and ancestors never have, so we can't never have it. There's a lot of those things and mindsets that are in certain communities. They're in let me correct myself there. Poverty mindset is in every community. But the community that you're a part of, you understand it a little bit better. And when you start to identify what poverty mindset looks like in yourself and in other people, you'll be better equipped to switch it and change it, right? So to say poverty mindset, usually you can tell somebody has some sort of deep-rooted poverty mindset when they live in poverty, when they cannot escape poverty. Poverty is not a natural state of being on an abundant earth where plants grow with trees and fruits and water runs and sun shines and things grow. This earth is an earth of abundance. So poverty is a mindset and a construct that human beings have created and perpetrated. And you can tell if somebody has has been brought up or grown up in a poverty mindset when their life experiences look like poverty. That's the first sign. They don't have any money. They can't get any money. They can't get health. They can't get happiness. They can't live in a good place. They can't, all of the can'ts and the can'ts, and I can't, and I can't, and I can't, and I don't, and I can't, and I don't have, and I can't get, and I don't have, and I can't. All of that is a poverty construct. When we're talking about poverty, we're not only talking about money. We're talking about a mindset, a belief system, a belief that abundance is not your birthright, that abundance is not available to you in whatever seems to be your abundance. Whatever seems to be your abundance. My abundance comes in ideas. Let me tell you how ideas just flow like a river to me. I just be like, Lord, all these ideas. I'm just rich in ideas. I always have creativity. I always have ideas. I always have inspiration. That is my abundance. That is my prosperity. So when you're talking about, I make that point as a contrast to poverty. You know what I mean? I could be like, damn, I never have no ideas. I can't never think of nothing. I can't never make no decisions. I can't never know what I want. That would be a poverty mindset as it related to ideas and thought and capacity to think. So I just want to, the point there is that poverty is not only money. Poverty is lack. And so you can have lack in anywhere of your life. You know what I mean? Right there, I was saying my abundance comes in ideas. Somebody could have a poverty mindset about their ideas and their capacity to think. Somebody could have a poverty mindset in their capacity to heal themselves and to live a healthy life and be in a healthy body. They may be a cigarette smoker. Somebody who has a poverty mindset about their health might overeat. and be morbidly obese. They might uh, have some eating disorder and be, way too thin. They might smoke cigarettes because they don't believe their body's worthy enough to breathe fresh air and to have fresh air and to live in a healthy, rejuvenated, tar-free, nicotine-free, smoke-free, carcinogen-free body. You know what I mean? And so those types of things, when you see people's behavior, you can see their underlying, you can have an understanding of their underlying constructs in their mind. Things, your thoughts and your beliefs manifest in real life, whether you are directing them or not. Right? And what I want us to be careful about is not looking at other people and judging it, but look at yourself. Look at your own life. Where do you have an abundance mindset? What comes easy to you? What runs like river to you? What comes is hard for you? Where do you have a lack consciousness? Where do you have a poverty consciousness? What are you finding hard? And that's how you know where your poverty mindset is deep rooted unconscious, and where your abundance mindset is deep rooted unconscious. What is manifesting in your life? Your life. Don't be worrying about them. Don't worry about why they poor. That's none of your concern. Worry about why you poor. Worry about why you don't got no ideas. Worry about why you don't want to be healthy. You know what I mean? Like, don't worry about other people, worry about yourself. So that's first things first when we're talking about poverty mindset. Yeah, that's the first things first when we're talking about a poverty mindset. So all right. So what I was noticing, so that's I just want to make sure I lay the groundwork for poverty mindset and conscious and unconscious beliefs. So then my personal story about poverty. So like most of us, I didn't grow up with a lot of money and the idea that money came easily. Most of us grew up with the idea that money and wealth. So now I'm narrowing in poverty from all the things that you could be impoverished about, health, mindset, creativity, happiness. Now I'm narrowing it in just to money and wealth. But I wanted to start by explaining what poverty mindset was and explaining that it's not only about money. It's the predominant thing that we hear about when we talk about poverty, but it is actually not the only thing that you could be impoverished with. Okay, I just want to make that clear. So back to my story now. So, I always grew up in a family where it's like money doesn't grow on trees. Money doesn't grow on trees. It's it's hard to get. I'm fixing my hair. Money doesn't hold on. Somebody, let's mixtape swagger. What you saying? Is a poverty mindset something you may struggle with, or is it something that accept as not possible? I don't know let me read that again. Is a poverty mindset something you may struggle with, or is it something that accept as not possible? Clarify that for me, mixtape swagger. Clarify that for me a bit, what you're trying to say there. I want to make sure I understand. I don't want to just assume anything. I definitely want to make sure I understand the question or the comment. Thank you for being here, by the way. So my story. So always grew up in a family where money was not, the idea was that money was hard to get. Immigrant family, you know what I mean? Grandparents and parents came from the Caribbean, came to the United States for a better life. So the ideology was like, you work hard, and then you can get money, and then you can live this American dream, which is you can buy a house, and you can get married, you can have 2.5 children, a house, and and whatever else. And so the concept was money is not easy to get. So you could sense that if we're looking at mindsets, you can already see that, oh, that's a common mindset, but it's slightly a poverty mindset, right? Because if you believe that this earth is abundant and abundance is your birthright, but you look back at your life and you notice that it was money doesn't grow on trees, and you got McDonald's money, you have McDonald's money, You know what I mean? And oh my God, you know, we don't have money for this light and this, and no, you can't get that, and no, you can't get this, and we have to get everything on sale. Everything have to be a coupon. Everything have to be the Bear brand. We can't get frosted flakes. We have to get sugar flakes off brand. Like, you know what I mean? You know, like those types of things are in conflict, right? And you could see that, oh, that lifestyle ties itself to a mindset of poverty, that money is not abundant, that it's not easy to get, that it's not our birthright. You know what I mean? And so, like most people, that's kind of the mindset that I grew up in. And it was fine because I had the energy and the intellect to do what the other side of that mindset, which was, oh, just work hard. Go to school, go to school, go to school, go to school. You know, school. Do you want to be poor? No? Then pick up your book. Pick up your book. In my household, the only way out of poverty, was to work hard and be smart and go to school. So I said, do I want to be poor? No. So then I had no choice but to go to school and study my book and be smart. That was it. So that's the background that I'm coming from, and the mindset that I was like, okay, all right, I can work with this. We don't have money. All right. I need to study. I'm smart. I can go to school. I can go to school. Did we have money? You know, okay, was smart all through school, all that, gifted or whatever. Got time to go to college. Okay, needed to go to college. Need to go to college, need to get out these people's house. Only way I was gonna get out these people's house, seeing as I had no money, was to go to college. We didn't have any money for college. Didn't have no scholarship money, you know, sorry, no money for school. Dad was like, this is America. You can get scholarships. So, all right, did the scholarship. Got money for school, went to school. Okay. So the mindset was the mindset was have to work hard for money. My biggest goal when I was younger, going from living within that mindset, was to escape poverty. Like, I don't want to be poor. This poor life ain't for me. Now, mind you, there was a lot of people way poorer than us. Way poorer than us. Matter of fact, most people that meet me in real life, they kind of think that I came from a rich background. They kind of get the sense that I had money or grew up with money. And that is because even though we didn't have physical money, we were still wealthy in a lot of other things. Intellect, looks. Look, wealth is not just money. We had good genes. We had good looks. We had charisma. We had intellect. We had confidence. We had good parents, both of them. You know what I mean? We had work ethic. We had tenacity. So there were so many other things. We had class. There were so many other things that we had that were wealthy, that the one area that we didn't have, which was like actual money, we could navigate around pretty easily. So I didn't have to fix that mindset because I could just use all my other areas that I was certain that I had a better mindset around. Yeah, I'm gonna pause right there. I see some of y'all jumping in here. Let me see what Mixtape Swagger is saying. He said, okay, so he was saying, is a poverty mindset something that you may struggle with or that you can accept as not possible? Or is it something that you can accept as not possible? So I think all of us have some level of poverty mindset, but as I just mentioned, it depends on what area. Some of us might feel like we're ugly. So then your poverty is you think you lack beauty. Some of us might think that, as I said before, can't make a decision, not smart, have no creativity. So your poverty is in you think that your mind doesn't have the capacity to be abundant in ideas and inspiration and creativity. Most of us have some level of poverty mindset as it relates to money. Money doesn't go on trees. We don't have McDonald's money. You know, we broke. You know what I mean? We don't deserve to have. We can't afford to live over there and live in a area with good food supply. You know what I mean? We can't live in an area with good schools, you know. So there's different levels of poverty. So I think at some point we're all gonna buck up into that in our life, especially if you're ascending, especially if you're trying to grow and go. As I said at the top of the broadcast, you don't really know your poverty mindsets until you start to grow past them and you're having a hard time. That hard time, that pull of like, damn, why I can't get over there, is probably some sort of poverty mindset that you have, it's on your subconscious, that you have to rewire, before you can overcome it to get to where you're trying to go. So usually there's an ascension process, there's a growth process, there's a maturity process where you start to identify what you're trying to do and you buck up against a problem, and then you're like, oh shit, I have a mindset that's making me can't get over there. What is that mindset? And it usually, whatever, it has something to do with poverty. And poverty is not always wealth, as I said. It's just it's just a mindset of lack. It's just a mindset of lack, right? So I hope that makes sense. Not Santi in the building. Hey, boo. Hey, thanks for being here. Yes, I know to pick up the book. If you knew them TikTok dances as well as you knew your book. If you knew them lyrics to them city girls as well as you knew your book, it would have served you better. Whose parents told them that? We got Matthew W in the building. Matthew, what's good? Thank you for being here. Appreciate you being here. Oh, I think, is this Matthew from DC in the building? Where are you from, Matthew? Y'all drop where you're watching from in the comments. You guys know the deal. Come on in. Let me know where you're watching from and what you are sipping on as we get into the subject of tonight. Tonight, we're talking about how self-doubt is a poverty mindset, how I came to realize that. Cheers. Clink, 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 clink. Mm-hmm. So poverty mindset. So my whole goal as I was growing up was trying to get out of poverty, and I'm talking about of money, because there was something in me that knew, like, I'm supposed to have money. Like, I just had a sense, like, I was like, I'm supposed to have money, and if I go to college and get a, if I go to college and get a good degree, go to a good college and get a good degree, then, I can have money. I'm good at interviewing. I could get a job. Like, once I get a job, then I'll just get a good job and I'll have money. That was the biggest extent to navigating around a poverty mindset that I had at the time. And so Live My Life did that for a while, did the college thing, studied, got the job, came out, was making money. It was okay to live my life a little bit. Got to a point where it's like, not enough money, and did the same process again. Oh, let me go back to school. Let me get my master's. All right, go back to school, get my master's. I want to double my salary. Come back, double the salary. All right, cool. Working now, and then I'm like, I don't want to do this job no more. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. Like, God, like what, what is it about money that seems so elusive, right? And so, I was making good money, but there still was this sense that I had to work hard for it. It does not come easily. That was the mindset, and that was the construct. And so I'm getting to the point, I'm getting to the point now where I'm trying to shift my mindset to really root in on this idea and this belief that money comes to me easily. Okay. And I've looked back over my life and identified all of the instances where it seemed like money wasn't there, or that I needed to hunt it down, but that I did a couple different things, and it came in to try to build the pattern in my mind that, oh, actually, money is abundant, and money and wealth is my birthright, and it comes to me easily, and I actually don't have to grind myself down to the bone to be in alignment with it. I didn't say deserving of it, because that is another mindset, that programming that sometimes you have to navigate around, that you have to earn money, that you have to be deserving of money. What if I wanted to switch that mindset? What if I wanted my belief to be that just by the nature of God placing me on this earth, that was all the deservingness I needed, and that everything else should come to me in grace and ease and flow, and I should be happy to do anything. Any work should be happy. And I should be abundant for doing the work that gives me the most thrill and the most joy and the most happiness and the most ease, and comes to me the most organically, like just naturally genius at doing. What if I wanted that to be my mindset? So I have been working through and trying to figure out how to recondition myself and identify the blocks in myself, and put in new mindsets, and then slowly work and build my way into embodying those new mindsets. Not just thinking about them, not just saying them, not just writing them down, but believing them in every cell of my body, so that they are not just in my conscious mind where I could recite, they are in my subconscious where my cells start to behave in that way. Okay. So I was doing that work, and I know some this is gonna resonate with some people. Some people this ain't gonna resonate with, because you got to be there. You know what I mean? You might be somewhere else high, or when I say high, like doing some reconditioning work in some other area that's outside, that's above my pay grade, above my head. But for this one, you kind, if it's not making sense to you, then maybe you're not quite there yet. Or if it's kind of making sense, then you're like, oh, damn, that's, you could do that. Yes, you could recondition your programming. You could look way more powerful than people like to believe that we are. So I was getting to that. I was working through that area that I wanted to align with a lot more ease and flow in my life. So in terms of bringing in wealth, and in terms of being able to do whatever I felt like doing in my life on the daily. And I thought I had, because I'm things are going well. I thought I had completely gotten over my poverty mindset. And I was talking to a few girlfriends, and I had told them, I had said to them in different conversations, my biggest goal in my life was to escape poverty. That was my number one goal. And I felt like I had accomplished that. And I didn't realize it was such a goal to me until one of my girlfriends said it back to me. Because we were in the midst of the conversation, and she says, well, it seems like your number one goal in life was to get out of poverty. And when I heard it back to her, I was like, yeah, the hell it was. It was 100% my biggest goal. Now, I don't know if I ever articulated it out, but I know my behaviors, what I thought I knew to get out of poverty I needed to do, I damn did it. I 100% did it. So I was like, oh, and with unequivocal. To me, there was, as I said at the beginning, there was only one path out of poverty that my parents put out in front of me, and that was to study your book. Study your books, get good grades, go to college, get your master's. And so because that was the only path that I had, I damn did it with a big smile on my face, because luckily intellect and ideas and creativity and discipline and tenacity came easy to me. That was my zone of genius, my natural genius. So I was like, all right, I'm naturally good at those things, and that's the only path. Good for me. Boom, make it happen. Right. And so when my girlfriend said that back to me, I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty much it. So I feel like I'm there now. And I was like, okay, I'm over my poverty consciousness. That's great. Perfect. And then like a year later, I had another conversation. And this is how my mind works, because I can pick up on patterns. And I'm like, oh, I had that conversation like a year ago. Now I'm having another conversation. And also I journal a lot. So I write down things so I can easily see the patterns in my life and the ideas that come up. So more recently, I had a conversation with another girlfriend who is on a little bit of I feel like a little bit more elevated level spiritually and than I am. And I was saying to her, like, I think I was complaining or saying something about like my parents in poverty consciousness and trying to escape that. And she said something to me, like, and I wish I could remember the details of the conversation, but I don't remember it. But she said something like, your mindset is not that different than your parents. And I was like, damn, all right. So basically she was saying that um, even though you have more money, your it doesn't mean that you've completely eradicated or refinagled the mindset. It's the same mindset. And I was like, damn, she's right. Because the way I had been doing it before was the way that my parents laid it out for me. I have not been doing anything different, meaning that my mindset is not anything different than what my parents' mindset has been. And that mindset of you work hard, this is how you get the money, there's no other way around it. That's in 100% conflict with the new mindset that I'm trying to usher in, which is money comes to me easily. And not only saying that, but seeing it, experiencing it. I experience it little by little in my life, but I want to amplify that experience and that reality for me. So what I do is put my attention on the areas that I want to see, that I like, that I prefer, in order to amplify them in my life. But I was reaching I was reaching a point where I couldn't get any further with wanting that, because, and as I said before, when you get to a point where you can't see any more results, you need to adjust your mindset, your belief. There's a belief that's blocking you. So you need to do some like inner work to identify what that belief is. So when she said that to me, I said, damn, I kind of still do have that same poverty mindset. It just doesn't look the same, you know what I mean? But it's behaving the same. So, let me look at that. So let me take a sip here. So I started to take a look more at what was blocking me from taking the next step. And when I started to just bring my attention to that, and it takes a while. It's not something you just think about and it appears to you. It usually takes a couple of weeks. You're usually triggered by something. You usually see something that makes you completely uncomfortable, and then you kind of have to do the analysis on why that made you uncomfortable. It's so much work. So I started to do the work on trying to identify what parts of my mindset were not in line with where I wanted to go next. And one of the biggest things, there were a few other things that came out, but one of the biggest things that came out was self-doubt, and the aha moment, the realization that self-doubt and doubting myself was a poverty mindset. And wrestling with the idea that when I don't trust myself, when I don't trust my intuitive nudges, when I don't trust the direction that my heart is leading me in, when I don't trust the power of my creativity and my ability to actually live out the desires that I want to live out now, I'm actually behaving and living within the construct of poverty. And so that was a huge aha moment for me, because I had to accept that this poverty mindset that I thought I had navigated around and that I had released from my subconscious programming actually was still there, but embodying in a way, or not embodying, and manifesting or presenting itself in a way that was slightly harder for me to recognize. I knew that I was doubting certain things that I wanted to do in my life. I knew I had a clear feeling of, damn, I want to go in that direction. That's what I want to do. But then I would doubt. I would have so many doubts. I would have so many worries. I would have worrying. I would have so many worrying. I would have so many second guessing. I would have so many thoughts of like, how is that right? Should I do that? Am I doing the right thing? Is that the right thing to do? Am I just being naive? Am I, not? Why can't I just be satisfied with this? And all of these kind of second guessing mindsets. And they came out as doubt. I said, oh, I'm doubting myself. So I knew that I needed to trust myself. But what is the other side of trust yourself, trust yourself, trust yourself, follow your bliss, trust yourself. But I realized that, oh, it's a doubt. So I don't necessarily have a problem with trusting myself. I have more of a problem with doubting what I know I heard or what I know I felt or what I know I want as the right thing for me. So I said, I think doubt is the bigger issue. So I started to do some digging around doubt. Why do I doubt myself? Like, why is it so easy to doubt what I know? And I realized that, oh, it's because it's different than what other people are doing. It's different than what I've been told. It's wholly my own individual feeling about something, not validated by any external, not validated by parents, not validated by the media, not validated by friends. And so it was causing me a little bit of discomfort, and it causing me a little bit of doubt, because I realized that, oh, nobody would understand this. I have to step out on this on faith by myself. I have to know what I sense in my body and my mind. I have to know what I sense in my heart. I have to know what I feel like I want to do and that would be thrilling and joyous to me, and do it regardless that it doesn't jive or it doesn't align with what I see people doing or what my parents told me I should do or what everybody's so proud that I'm doing, and everybody is looking at like, oh, that's what success looked like, and what I want to do don't align with that. And so it causes doubt. So I said, all right, I see that. I understand that. Okay, I understand the doubt. So then I was somehow, I'm trying to think how it came about that, oh, shoot, that doubt, that doubting myself is a poverty construct, when in fact I believe, going right up against my new belief, that actually this earth is abundant, and my experience is designed to be of abundance. So anything that I decide to do must turn out well. When in my life has it not? When? The only difference is that I've always done what I was told would be the thing to be successful. And when I did it, I was successful. But what was interesting about that is that plenty of people do that and they're not successful. There's plenty of people that went to college and they still make minimum wage. There's plenty of people that went and tried to get their master's and took out a whole bunch of loans and still can't pay it. So I wasn't realizing that anything I touched turned to gold. Now, that's just my pattern in my life. What I would say is you need to identify your patterns in your life. What area of your life that anything you touch turns to gold? Is it your health and fitness? Is it your love and your relationships? Is it your money? Is it your mindset and your intellect? Where in your life that anything you touch turns to gold? For me, anything I say I'm about to do, I'm about to do it. Now, do I fall off sometimes? Yes. You know what I mean? But, if I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it in some capacity. And so I said, all right, so I'm doubting myself, and I give myself grace for doubting myself, because I am now to the point in my life where I am the true visionary. I am the true pioneer. I am setting out to do something that I've not seen anybody around me ever do. I might see it on the internet or I might see it on TV, but nobody in my immediate circumstance, nobody that I can reach out and touch, has been able to do this thing that I feel called to do. So I give myself grace in having some doubt. But how do I recognize that doubt as a poverty construct, a poverty mindset? And how do I release that mindset and replace it with a new mindset that serves where I want to go now? And so that is kind of where I am when I'm talking about the realization that, oh shoot, self-doubt is a poverty mindset. Oh, I don't believe in poverty anymore. I don't want to. So I need to replace that. I need to replace that mindset. So okay, so how do I let that go? How do I let that poverty mindset of self-doubt fade into the abyss? How do I let that fade? How do I reduce the gravitas on that? Reduce the gravitational pull and pick the mindset that better serves where I'm going now, what I want to do now, how I want to attract and receive now. And how do I slowly let that new mindset that I've identified as better for me right now at this point in time? How do I slowly let that amplify and rise in my life until there's a tipping point in which that becomes my new normal? That becomes my true, what I truly embody and truly understand. And then I start to see the evidence of that new mindset, that new embodied mindset appear in my physical. When I see it in small instances, when I see it creeping in small instances, how do I put my attention on it and say, yes, more of that, and allow my attention and my agreement to it to let it rise. That's how you change your mindset. That's how you get past these barriers that you experience when when you see you're trying to go a certain direction, all of a sudden you're bucking up and you're like, damn, why can't I? Mindset work, inner work, breaking down old paradigms, old mindsets, letting them go, letting them fade off into the distance, letting them go. Can you let go? And then identifying new mindsets that you want to put in replace. You can't let go of an old mindset without identifying a new mindset to replace it. We just don't work that way. You have to replace it with the next mindset that's higher up, in the scale that you're trying to accomplish. And so that's been my work right now. And so that's how that topic came up, and that's how it was an aha moment that, oh, self-doubt is a poverty mindset, and I don't want to live in poverty anymore in that sense. And I need to let that go and rebuild something else. Yeah, a new mindset, a new belief system. Mixtape Swagger is giving me the bullseye. Keith Wainwright is in the building. And then Laura Levro said, hey, Kels, listening to the 4 agreements each morning helped me with self-doubt. I love that, Laura. Thank you for sharing that. I do recognize, is that Paulo Coelho? Is that the author of the 4 agreements? Same thing like The Alchemist, I believe. What specifically, if you don't mind sharing, Laura, in the 4 agreements was good for self-doubt? If there's anything that you recall. If not, of course, we can pick up the book. Thank you for the recommendation. Love this for you. Thank you, sis. I received that. Thank you. Love. So I was doing some work. So that was another thing, right? Taking a moment to receive that from Laura. So another thing that the self-doubt, as I was working on that and releasing that, my capacity to receive love, that was another thing that was coming up. And so to see Laura say, oh, I love that for you. I received that. More of that, please. More love. Love that. Love that for me. My capacity to receive love. Yeah. Santhi is saying, yes, awesome. Books help heal. Absolutely. The Four Agreements and The Alchemist. Don Miguel Ruiz. Don Miguel Ruiz for The Four Agreements. I appreciate that. Yeah. So, okay. At the top of the broadcast, I was talking about, maybe splitting our talk tonight between the top two, which was a self-doubt as a poverty mindset. And the other one was, oh my God, the other one was what happens when your desires don't match your expectations. But I think I want to stick with the topic for tonight, self-doubt is a poverty mindset, how I came to recognize that and how I'm working through that, and hopefully sharing that with you guys, with you all, gives you a little bit more understanding of me and how my mindset works and how I work through things, and how much grace and how much self-reflection and how much patience and how much self-investment it takes to pioneer and lead yourself through these old constructs, and the courage that it takes to set forth and identify new constructs that may not align with anything you see external to you, only align with your inner compass and your inner, what is that thing that be on the ocean with the light in it and it be beaming out? What's that thing? Like a guiding light or tower light. What's that thing that's on the ocean and it's like, um, it's this big pillar thing, lighthouse. And so, how much courage and self-soothing. We talked about this 2 weeks ago, how to self-soothe through big life changes. We talked about that. If you ain't see that last live, I don't think it was last week. Last week we talked about decoding Beyonce, but the week before that, I think we were talking about how to soothe yourself, how to be your own best friend, how to be your own parent, how to parent yourself through big life changes. It takes a lot of that and a lot of finagling behind the scenes when you see, as far as I can see, when you see people making big strides in their lives, when you see people leveling up, it's not an easy, oh, okay, superficial thing when they truly do it. When you're truly doing it, it's a lot of embodiment work and taking these ideas and these concepts from your head and just bouncing around in your brain to being in every cell of your body so that your cells know it. So that your cells know it and believe it and breathe it and vibrate on it so that you can actually see it in your life. So, Laura says, I had asked Laura, what was the thing about self-doubt from the Four Agreements that resonated the most? And she says, don't take anything personally. Don't take anything personally. Number 2. And number 3, don't make assumptions. Okay. For me, one of the things that about don't take anything personally and don't make assumptions, I had this week, I think last week I had put an option about triggers. And I think I had put it in our community tab here on YouTube, and we were talking about how your triggers say a lot about you. And the reason why that came as a topic was because I was triggered by something somebody said in my life that I really love, was triggered, and I got angry and took it personally. And I was so proud of myself because when a year ago or a year and a half ago, if that situation would have happened, it would have taken me a week for me to realize, oh, don't take it personally and use it to serve me. Use that trigger to serve me. Don't blame the person that triggered me. Recognize it as a mirror and use it to better yourself. And this time it happened, it took me about maybe 2 days. And I knew immediately, but I still had to work through the emotions because, your emotions rise up and you still have to work through it. But I realized that, like, I realized it like maybe like a day, like 24 hours later, and then it still took me like maybe 2 more days to like fully flush it out. So maybe 3 days. And I felt proud of myself because I was like, whew, I was able, that's a growth, right? That's emotional intelligence, right? Recognizing that my triggers are sharing something with me and not take it personally, to not take it personally and to recognize it as useful information. And that's one of the reasons why it came up that self-doubt might be an issue for me. And then later on, it came out that, oh, it's a poverty construct. It's an impoverished mindset, when in actuality, this earth is abundant. So it's in direct conflict with the reality that I believe about our existence here. Yeah. And so, so that trigger, when I analyzed it and I looked back, I was like, okay, don't take it personally. Just know that you're triggered. Why does that person doubt you so much? That's what the gag is. That trigger was what led me down the road to this aha moment, to realize that, oh, it's a poverty mindset. It's a poverty mindset that I had been groomed to believe. Okay. And that's okay. There's always a bunch of different, that's not a blame. That's not a blame. It's just a recognition and a realization. So now I'm empowered. I'm accountable to shift it to what better serves me. That's all that is. It's not a blame game. It's not a guilt game. It's not a shame game. It's just a yes, thank you, God, for exposing that to me, so that now I can caress, I can finesse, I can sculpt, I can mold, I can nurture, I can nourish myself better into a direction that better serves me. That is the blessing of the trigger. That is the blessing of knowing better than to take the trigger personally, or take the person that triggered you personally. That is the blessing of self-awareness. That is the empowerment of it. And so I recognize that, why does that person doubt me? That person should be able to see the patterns of how money comes to me easily, how I'm rich. How about I'm rich? How come they can't see that? Why do they doubt me? And it came up because you doubt yourself. You don't defend anything that you firmly believe. You're defending yourself. You doubt yourself. Same way you looking at them wondering why they doubt you. Same way God looking at you wondering why you doubt you. How about that? Same way you looking at them baffled by how they're doubting you. God looking at you baffled. Mirror. I said, woo, all right. Thank you, God. 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 Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I see, said the blind man. I see. All right. Self-doubt. Okay. That's the work. That's the work. When people say you got to put in the work, this is what they're talking about. When you hear people say you got to put in the work, when you hear DJ Khaled say, God did. God did. When you hear Diddy say, get in your bag, stay in your bag. Get in your bag, stay in your bag. Get in your bag, stay in your bag. Those are affirmations. They're doing the programming. They're reprogramming their subconscious so that they have a capacity to hold more, to take it to the new level, to take it up to the next notch, to drop the old mental constructs that have been holding them back, that they just recently identified in themselves. Because as you go along, you dig deeper and you identify more to be released. That's them identifying constructs that are holding them back and doing the mantra and affirmation work to release them, to move on. Something dawned on them. God showed them something. Same thing. Oh, shoot, God showing me that the same way they doubted me, I'm doubting me. Okay, well, I don't have to worry. I don't have to convince them to not doubt me. I got to convince myself. I got to reprogram myself. Self-doubt as a poverty mindset. I no longer align with poverty mindset. I'm rich. I'm rich. You heard Kendrick Lamar's song, "Rich Nigga Broke Phone," trying to stay balanced. I'm staying strong. Stop playing with me before I put you in a song. What y'all think? What you think he talking about? Affirmations. I'm rich. Abundance is my birthright. I don't care how much gas costs. I don't care how the market. I don't care. I'm rich. So if you ain't got that Kendrick Lamar album, you need to get that. Hopefully it's something in there resonates with you, but you need to get that. Rich spirit. I put that song on. I feel like I'm walking on clouds. Rich, very rich. So anyway, y'all, that was what I was thinking. That was my thoughts on tonight's topic. I don't know. I'm gonna be working on some new mindsets. I'm gonna be working on some new levels. I'm gonna be still connecting with you guys each and every Friday night, 7 p.m. or thereabouts, learning from the collective wisdom of the IT'S KELLS community. If this is your first time here, I'd love to have you subscribe. I welcome you to the community. I welcome you to subscribe. And if you're an oldie but a goodie like Cynthia, like Laura, like Mixtape Swag, then good looking out. I appreciate you being here. Smash, smash, smash that like button. It's a free and easy way to support the content, to support the doll, to support what we got going here and help us keep going. And be sure to check out the other videos in our Friday Night Kickback playlist. I put all of our Friday Night Kickbacks in a playlist. So you could just put that on play and listen to it like a podcast if you're working out, if you're driving in the car, if you're cleaning up, if you're cooking dinner. I know y'all want to watch because, the doll is cute and all. But you can also listen because, the people them tell me the voice is nice. The people them tell me the voice is nice. So, you can listen as well. And I'm also working on a podcast, working on pulling some of this content that we have going for our Friday Night Kickbacks into the audio platform because, voice is something special to me. And you guys know I started these Friday Night Kickbacks because I got the message that I needed to use my voice. We lubricated the throat chakra to use our voice. Cheers. Clink, 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 clink. Water done. Water done. And so be sure to watch the other videos in the Friday Night Kickback. And, I appreciate y'all so much. I know, Sandy, I saw you said Essence Fest was happening in New Orleans. I thought about it, but the way this COVID is set up, the way how hot it is, I'm going to have to wait till next year. I'm going to have to wait till next year because these people, everybody getting COVID. Everybody getting COVID. It seems to be more mild now because other people are vaccinated or whatever's making it more mild now. But people definitely be having to sit their tails down when they catch that COVID. They definitely feel it. You know what I mean? And, and luckily the people that I know that have gotten it are vaccinated. So, the repercussions are a bit more mild, thank God. You know what I mean? But they be getting it and feeling like they need to go lay down. You know what I mean? So, anyway, so not this year, but I wish you the most fun in New Orleans. And I'm hoping that people are supporting your establishments in New Orleans. Cynthia has an apothecary type. She got a little shop, little thing, might be big as a matter of fact. She got her tings and her tinctures and her herbs and all of that in New Orleans. And New Orleans is the perfect place to have all of that because it's potent. It's potent. So Cynthia has all of that in New Orleans, and sis is always here to support. Appreciate you, doll. And she's been here for a long time. You go back in the videos, you see Cynthia comments from time. She's also another Jamaican sister, so you know we gotta show love to home team, yeah? Yeah. You like the idea of the podcast? We gonna make it do what it do. We working on the podcast. We're working on pulling some of the content in, you know, making it into a little podcast. I love that idea. Y'all know that when I was in London, I had a radio show. It was called Carib Connect, and it was on oh God, what was the name of Insanity Radio, broadcasting out of the university up there that I went to, and I love that experience of having voice. And so when I was in London, that's how I started. When I went to go study in London and live and travel, that's how I started this channel. And then I also started my radio show. So I had visual on YouTube, and then I had audio on the radio. And so multimedia has always kind of been my thing. And it's been up since then. Tazia says, I understand. I work in production, one event behind the scenes. www.shopgurucollective.com. Come on, shopgurucollective.com. Come on, promo. Come on, promo. Shopguru.com. Yes, Cynthia. Okay. Yeah, making them ancestors proud. We come back to my cousin opening a Jamaican restaurant called Afro, how you say this? Aphrodisia. Oh, wow. What is this? Oh, yes, period. Jamaica here. Yeah, Jamaican here. Making them ancestors proud. You come back, when you come back, my cousin opening a Jamaican restaurant called Aphrodisia. Aphrodisia. Is that going to be in New Orleans? Where's that going to be, sis? Love received. Thank you. All the love. Aphrodisiac. Okay. Yes. Aphrodisiac. Give it juicy. Juicy. Love it. I do these videos so you know you're not out here alone in this sometimes crazy dating, living, loving, ascending, growing, reconditioning world. If this is your first time here, I'd love to have you subscribe, put on your notifications, chime in on the comments. You know what I mean? Replay gang is strong over here. Drop this emoji in the chat and leave us your comments on tonight's kickback. And if you're an oldie but a goodie good looking out, be sure to smash that like button. Subscribe. Make sure, YouTube be unsubscribing people. Make sure you subscribe and leave me your comments as well. I so appreciate you guys. And you guys know I'm here to receive all the love. You know, that's one of my affirmations. I'm here to receive all the love, all the juiciness, all the richness, all the abundance, all the wealth. And I'm here to share with y'all, because we're learning from the collective wisdom of the IT'S KELLS community. I will see you guys next week. We are on to week 28, consistent. It's the consistency for me. Consistent every Friday night since the top of the year to now. 20. This is week, oh God, is this week 27? Oh, this is my week 26, next week 27. This is week 26. I'm pretty sure of that. Next week is week 27. So I will see y'all then. On Franklin Avenue, Cynthia is saying, for the Aphrodisiac Jamaican restaurant. Is that in New Orleans or is that in Atlanta? Where is that at? Leave that in the comments, just in case y'all want to support. But until next week, I will see you guys again. Be sure to check out the other videos in the playlist, and I'll see you guys again next week. Bye, loves.